Hey, what's going on YouTube? Matt Morgan here. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about the beautiful and wonderful Leica Q2. I've had it for a few months now. I did have the actual Q1 as well. Love the camera, just wanted the extra, protection of weather sealing, the new button layout just to kind of match my SL2-S and the same battery, and just kind of the whole ecosystem just seemed very similar. It was very, it was nice to have. I am a fashion photographer, so I'm usually shooting people. I'm always on locations or maybe on set or just out somewhere, and sometimes you just want an extra camera lying around. And the Q2 is great for, when I'm traveling. So when I'm traveling for jobs, loving the street photography, loving the landscapes. When I go maybe on a trip for the weekend, it's been just my favorite companion, probably my favorite camera ever maybe. Like as far as like just pure enjoyment and build quality, just an all around, fantastic camera. I loved it. But so far with the Q2, I've loved the design. I love the way it feels, but I'm starting to get to a point where the 28mm is just too wide. So now when I'm out with friends or out in an outing or just want to take one camera, 28 is usually going to be for what I do. Maybe I want to have just like a little impromptu photo shoot with a friend, or just, out just exploring, doing things. I feel like 35, of course, is the best focal length just for all around and for actually getting decent portraits as well. The Q2, it has the crop mode, but again, it's not the same. And the 47 megapixels was really cool in the beginning, but eventually maybe you're out and about and you just want to slap them on your phone and you have, 50 images. They're big files. It takes a long time to transfer and they take up a lot of space. So the 47 megapixel, not a big fan of that. Actually, I prefer the 24. It's better in low light. It's just easier on your computer, easier on your phone, easier on, easier on everything. You don't need 47. I've never, looking back on my images now, the Q1, I actually prefer the images a little better. I feel like the dynamic range was maybe even better just with the lower megapixels. It kind of made it a little smoother. With the new one, I feel like it's almost too digital looking now. It's got that very sharp digital feel to it, and it's just a heavy file. So I don't love the file sizes. I wish they could go back to a 24 or a 30 or just make something smaller, lighter, faster. Not even smaller necessarily, just lighter on the computer, lighter on your mind. I feel like you just kind of want to go out and shoot, and then when you come home now, you're coming back with 10, 20 gigs in photos, even with just 100, 200 pictures. So it does add up. So that's only one negative. And then now the size of the camera, lugging it around, it's a small camera. Compared to most cameras, this is tiny. It's a full frame, definitely the best image quality I've seen. But again, if it's an everyday camera, it starts to get a little heavy. The lens sticks out a lot, so you're always worried about bumping into things. Or if you want to put it in your car, it's just kind of, it's not a big camera. You can't complain, but for an everyday carry, you do start to notice it after a while, the weight, the size, and just the mental, pressure of holding a $5,000 camera every day. You kind of don't want to drop it. You kind of start to worry about it too much. Maybe you leave it in your car or leave it on a table somewhere and, people are just looking at it, eyeing it. Just definitely more of an attention grabber. So I am switching to the X100V for me. I think that's a better camera. I've had it before. I've always preferred the Leica build quality, the Leica menus, everything about the Leica is better all around as a whole. But when you're talking about just fun factor, the X100 is a little smaller. It's got the 35mm, the lower megapixels, easier files to work with, especially if you want to use the JPEGs. So it kind of just brings the fun back into it. I feel like now this is starting to get a little too much, where I feel like I'm expecting too much out of it. So it's when I'm on a shoot, you want to use this camera because it's so expensive. You feel like you just have to use it all the time, and it kind of just makes it less as enjoyable when you're just, the expectation I feel like is just too high. The 28mm just doesn't deliver for me as far as people and just kind of taking pictures of the surroundings. I need that little bit extra reach without having to just think about punching in. 35 is the perfect focal length for me as a photographer dealing with fashion and things. Some landscape, I do it as for fun, but mostly it's gonna be more for products or showing a location versus just wide landscape. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So if you're looking for the Q2, it is an amazing camera. If you're okay with the 28mm, you prefer street, landscape, it still works for people, but it's not your main main camera that you're probably going to use for it. You're always going to want something a little extra, unless you have, you're really going for that editorial look, which it is great for that. So you do get some great images. There is nothing wrong with this camera. If you're in the market for it, it's an amazing camera. If you can afford it, if you can get the Q1, even better. It's still, they're holding their value now. When I was selling mine, I sold mine for, I think for $2,300, $2,400. It was almost, it looked almost brand new, but now you can't find them anymore. I feel like the market's kind of dried up around here. Even I'm in Los Angeles and I still can't find one. I thought about maybe just downgrading back to the Q1 and just kind of having one lying around, but can't seem to find one for under 3,000 anymore. So, especially in good condition. Mine was almost brand new looking. So I'm going back to the X100V. So if you're kind of in the market for these two cameras, those kind of are my opinions as far as what I shoot. So if you're more into people and just kind of want to casually have a camera around and just something smaller, it can even fit in a jacket pocket. It can fit pretty much anywhere. Maybe stick to the X100. If you've never tried it, just try it out, especially the new one. It's, the silver I feel like is a little higher quality for some reason when I held the silver one versus the black one. The black one felt cheap. When I actually tried the silver one, I don't know, it was something mental, I guess. I preferred it a little more. It just felt a little higher quality. I don't know why, maybe just because it looks like it. But all in all, the Q2 is a great camera. Is it for you? Maybe, maybe not. Wasn't for me at the moment where I'm at right now, kind of what I want to use it for. So hope that was insightful and just something to kind of give you an idea of maybe this is the perfect camera for you, or maybe it's not. Maybe save some money, buy the X100V and go take a trip, probably two trips and just have fun with the camera. So yep, that's just a quick look at the Q2, no tech specs. It's been out for a long time. You should know everything about it. This is just real world use, what I've been using it for. And yeah, simple as that. So selling it, if you are interested in a Q2, hit me up. I will give it to you for a decent deal. It's basically brand new still, but a lot of them are on back order everywhere. I was waiting actually for B&H and I eventually found one, but getting rid of it, it comes with the box, brand new basically. And yeah, enjoy. I'll see you in the next one, and we'll probably be talking more about the SLS and just kind of the L mount. I really want to start focusing more on the L mount, and been testing the 28-70 a lot. Really love the lens so far. Definitely prefer it over the 24-70. So talk about more of that, more about that in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon.